Well, here we are live at Caesars Creek Flea Market, just out right near Interstate 71. We're out here with a book signing. Tony Lamke, my old friend Tony Lamke, has his book out here, No More the Bugle Calls, and I could read that upside down sitting here. I'm doing pretty good. He's also got my pal Grubby, and he's got that out here. We got a lot of things going on out here. Been talking a lot of football stories and a lot of sports stories, Tony. And I'm fine, Vicky. We got some folks walking by and saying hi, and invite you to come on out here and check out our book signing and just talk a little sports and talk a little history or whatever you want to talk about. We'll try to talk about it. We may not know all the answers, but we're here. So hope you can come out and visit with us here at Caesars Creek Flea Market here on State Route 73 and I-71. Got a lot going on out here. Got great concessions and food and fun and festivities. A lot out here. Once again, Tony has copies of his book. Not a few, very many of them left. So if you want to come out here and get a book and he will sign it for you, you can do that right here at Caesars Creek Flea Market, I-71 and State Route 73. And I think the world's coming to an end back here in the area. That got cups going everywhere and stuff. Somebody just dropped everything. So be sure to stop out here and enjoy some of the great food. Check out all the vendors out here. They've got, you can't imagine what all they have out here. If you've never been to Caesars Creek Flea Market, you got to get out here and check out everything out here. You can find anything and everything that you want. Things you didn't even know probably existed are out here. And I guess I could be looking at the camera, but I don't want to break it. But Caesars Creek Flea Market right here in Wilmington. In a little bit, we'll get Tony on and talk with us. He's on the phone right now, but he will sign copies of either one of his books. No More the Bugle Calls or My Pal Grubby. Now, My Pal Grubby is a book that tells about Tony growing up with a young man named Grubby, and it's a very true historical book about Grubby. It's now also No More the Bugle Calls is a story about Tony's wife's family during the Civil War and how his wife's family endured during the Civil War with many things going on. So it's a very interesting read, and Tony will have both of these books out here until things until both books are gone. May not get a reprint on any of those books, so you want to get them while they are available. Both books are very entertaining, very exciting, good read. I want to tell you about something coming up that your children may be interested in. They're having a Lego show here at Caesars Creek Flea Market on July 26th and 27th. You can join them here from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for their first annual Lego show. And in partnering with the Michigan Lego Club, they're able to bring you over a 900 square foot Lego show. Kids interactive brick building area, special meal deals here in the concession area. They'll also have a face painter. Her name is Jen, and she will be here. And they also have Fred's One-Stop Brick Shop. Now you come on out. It's just $2 parking and free admission to the show. That's July 26th and 27th here at Caesars Creek Flea Market. And boy, Tony, we've just been having a great time talking. Haven't sold too many books, but we're getting to talk a lot of sports and renew some acquaintances.
With that guy with the carpets, he doesn't want to sell carpets. He just likes to talk to people or something.
That's right.
Like that.
Yeah, we don't care about selling books. We just love to talk sports. But we've talked about both books before, but give us an update on No More the Bugle Calls and My Pal Grubby.
Well, my pal Grubby was written about a kid I grew up with in grade school, and I guess he got his name because he had 11 brothers and sisters, and they didn't have a bathroom in the house. And I can remember practicing football with this kid in the 8th grade, and he'd come in the next day, he'd still have mud in his ears. So the older guys called him Grubby, and it stuck with him. He was a good guy, funny, wasn't very smart, but out of class, he was a hit of the party. And of course, no more of the bugle calls about my wife's great-grandparents, who were married the same month in April of 1861, same month that Fort Sumter was fired upon, and I had all the letters that he sent home to his wife, and I just took those letters and made a story out of it. So it's a historic novel. It's an interesting book. Some strange things happened to this guy, and the end was the strangest part. His wife rode a horse all the way to Nashville thinking he was in a hospital, and she lived near Chillicothe, and it's hard to believe that you could ride a horse from Chillicothe to Nashville, Tennessee, but she was a tough old gal, and smoked her pipe and drank her moonshine, and she was a pistol. But yeah, it's a nice thing out here, and I appreciate you inviting me out, Lee.
Well, it's great to be out here, and you're just about out of books, so if people want to get these books, they're going to have to get out here and get them.
Yeah, I'm down to about my last 15 books, and I don't know that I'm going to reorder anymore. Sometimes you order them and you're stuck with them, you know. But I've had good luck with this book. I had talked to a lot of book clubs and organizations in and around Clinton County, and we've sold a lot of books. And so I'm just kind of debating whether I want to put another couple of boxes of books in my attic, which will probably rot there.
Yeah, well,
so you have to be careful. You have to be careful how many of these you order. So, but yeah, it's a fun book. I enjoyed writing. Got a couple more on the computer. I'm going to try to get out one of these. One is I'm going to try to do the legends of Clinton County.
Wow, that'd be great.
And I've got about 150 articles that I've done for the News Journal, and I'll get some of the better ones, some of the coaches and some of the teams, and put those together. And hopefully we'll have another book here, maybe by the fall or winter. We'll see.
Well, you talk about coaches. Clinton County has had some legendary coaches over the years.
I suppose we're not a whole lot different than most counties that are rural in nature like Clinton County, but the old basketball wars between the township schools, just absolutely some fabulous stories and great coaching, you know. Yes. And it's just fun to talk to some of these guys. Of course, a lot of them are gone now, but you can dig up the old players and things, and they'll tell you stories about these guys. We just lost Buck Carter. I know you had a thing over the other night. It was some of his players up in Sabina. But you know, it's a lot of history in this county. Just like I say, in other counties, we're not a whole lot different, I don't think. But nobody has ever really put these things together, and that's one of my goals, is to get these articles out in some sort of a book, maybe 2 books. I got enough to have maybe a volume 1, a volume 2. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Well, I will be one, and I know there's a lot of other people be looking forward to those stories, and we really enjoy reading those stories in the Wilmington News Journal. They bring back a lot of memories. A lot of folks lived through that era where we had you get those inter-county rivalries in basketball, and they're still legendary.
I would like to. I wish you could bring back all the stories. You know, there's just some of them have just gone up in smoke. They die with the people who lived them, and unfortunately, none of this was done. There's a lot of good stuff in the old newspapers and the archives. I've been able to interview I interviewed an 83-year-old running back for Wilmington College the other day. He told me some great stories, and I've got it coming out in the paper. Things that happened to him. He transferred from Cedarville, and how he never played football until he was a sophomore or a junior in high school, and his coach saw him run a race someplace, just a fun race, and made him play. So, and he turned out to be a fabulous football player at Wilmington College back in the 50s. So,
well, great. Well, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back again at the top of the hour. Maybe we can get you to tell us a little bit of a story about getting Clinton Massey football started. We'll talk about that later on, and that's a great story as well. We are here at Caesars Creek Flea Market, I-71, and U.S. State Route 73, right out here by the interstate. It's a great day to come on out. Got a lot of outdoor vendors, indoor vendors. if you can't find it here, it's probably never been made. But you can find things out here that are just unbelievable. So we'll be back in about an hour at 12 noon, and we invite you to come on out. Check out these books that Tony has out here. No More Than Bugle Calls and By Pal Grubby. And that's all right here at the Caesars Creek Flea Market, I-71 and State Route 73, just near Wilmington, kind of between Wilmington and wherever. But come on out, visit with us. We'd love to see you, love to talk sports and talk whatever with you, and get you a copy of both of these books. We'll see you at 12 noon. Thank you. Lee Hendee, and I'm back live here at Caesars Creek Flea Market in I-71 and State Route 73 here in Wilmington, Ohio, and we're about to be joined by some of the folks here, and I think Corey's going to come around and talk to us, tell us a little bit about the flea market. All right, Corey, have a seat. And you might want to turn around this way. We want to get your smiling face on camera here. It's right there. The camera's right over there. There we go. Now, all right. Well, it's great to be out here. Great day to come to see Caesars Creek Flea Market. Great day to be out here.
Yes, it's a beautiful day out. 90 degrees out. Got a lot of outdoor vendors. Got a lot of indoor vendors. So one of our better days out there today.
Well, tell us about Caesars Creek Flea Market, how it how it was started, how it's evolved over the years.
Well, this is our 30th year in business now. We've been on the same property for same area for 30 years. Grew up in Wilmington and just started to grow. Moved on to another market that's over in over across in what is the name of that area? In Monroe, we've got another sister market over there, and we've been doing great ever since. So get the live entertainment, get the vendors out here, and have a lot of country fun out here in Wilmington.
Yeah, it's a great location. It's right here next to the interstate. If you're coming from Dayton, Cincinnati, Columbus, wherever you're coming from, it's just right here in the heartland of Southern Ohio.
That's right off of 71. It's perfect. You can see it from the exit. You can see the big yellow sign and everything, so it's really nice. Yeah.
Well, very good. How many vendors can you hold here?
We can hold a lot of vendors. Some vendors take up more space than others. Right now, we are at about 140 vendors indoors. Outdoors, we're running anywhere from 150 to 200 vendors outdoors. So, yeah, we can run a lot of vendors. So.
And you can, as I said earlier, you can find about anything that you can imagine and some things you might not imagine here.
That's right. We got a lot of people that come and sell their flea market stuff, their used stuff, but we got a lot of people selling new things. I've got a mattress vendor that sells brand new mattresses down one aisle. I've got a guy that sells the brand new ATVs and four-wheelers and all that stuff. So if you want it used, you can find it used. If you want it new, you can find it new. But we've got everything here.
Anything from bedding, as you say, to crafts and unique items that you might want in your house or wherever.
Oh yeah, we've got everything here. We've got things that people have made. We've got brand new items that people that get retail wise. We got a lot of people selling their used stuff too. So it's a great mix here.
Yeah, you've got all through the summer and into the fall. You have special events from time to time. What are some of the upcoming events that you have going on here?
Okay, our big event this year, we're doing a Lego show where I've partnered with some gentlemen from Michigan that run a Lego club. They're going to come down to about 900 square feet of space and do big displays of cities and trains and everything. So we're going to take one of our open aisles and just completely open it up and have a kid area, have different things, and we're doing this a whole weekend. So that's July 26th and 27th.
And it's great fun for the entire family. The kids all love to play with Legos.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really big event to have the Lego people down here and really show off the market. And we wanted to do something indoors because last year we did something that was outdoors, a big bluegrass festival,
Yep.
and it brought a lot of people outside, but we didn't really bring people inside. So this year we're gonna do something inside and see how it goes.
Well, great. And what are some of the entertainment things that you have going on here?
Well, we have entertainment on the outside. We have local bands. We do a lot of local bands on the outside. We do, as you can see inside, we've got a karaoke event going on inside. So we do different things, and we do a lot of different events. Our marketing director, Lisa Edwards, does a lot of different events for us and gets us set up. So.
And you say that as she's taking our picture.
As she's taking the picture, exactly. Yes, as she's taking the picture.
Yeah. Well, I've been hearing a lot of the karaoke up there, and a lot of the performers, and it's just great fun. Great fun for the entire family here at Caesars Creek. You can find something for everybody.
Yep. Saturdays and Sundays are great days to come down. We're open 9 to 5, and we're here at rain or shine. So
yeah.
It's a great time.
Well, great. Well, thanks, Corey, for coming on with us, and we'll be, I'm sure we'll be back soon and get to enjoy more Caesars Creek Flea Market. And what's the travel distance, say, if somebody was coming from Columbus?
Coming from Columbus, it's 50 miles down Columbus. It's 45 up from Cincinnati, so we're right in the middle there. So,
yep. And tell us a little bit about the other market up at Monroe.
Up in Monroe, same type of area, big area because Monroe's a big city. That's Treasure Isles over there. They get about 300, 350 outdoor vendors. Their outdoor is really big, but they have the same thing we do, indoor, outdoor vendors, and they do a lot of business over there.
I've been up there a few times, and it's great to shop up there as well. And like you say, you can find anything you want, either market.
Yep. And that's the thing, new, used, we got everything. So we've got everything you'd want.
Great. Well, thanks, Corey, for coming by, and get back. I guess you got to get back to work.
That's right. We're going to keep working until 5 o'clock today. So thank you very much for coming down.
We're glad we could be here. Thanks, Corey. All right. All right. Well, let's see if we can get Lisa over here. Okay. Yeah, come on over here, Lisa. We're talking about Lisa Edwards. And I guess, for lack of a better title, you are the marketing manager for Levin Incorporated.
Levin Service Company, yes, Lee. And it's such a pleasure. Thanks for coming down and being such a great supporter of the market. We really appreciate it and all the work you do for the Wilmington area. Your radio programming, the businesses down here, you're a real boost to the community, and we thank you, not only myself, but the market, Caesar Creek Flea Market, and the community, so thank you.
Well, that's great, and we're awfully glad to be out here with Tony and book signing, and I was out here a couple of months ago with Pete Johnson, and he was just such a super guy. We had a great time.
Isn't he something? I mean, he's so lovable, and he's just so full of life, and he has such great stories to tell, not only about being a Buckeye, former Ohio State Buckeye, go Bucks, but, all his career with the Bengals and how he played and those stories. He's in his charity that he works with. He's such a great guy.
He is. He's a wonderful guy. Just I guess you'd call him a big teddy bear, maybe. But we just laughed and had such a great time with telling his story and his background, and it was a lot of fun to be here with Pete.
Big teddy bear. That's a great way to put it, because that he is, and just a great human being. So fun guy. Really happy to have him at the market so much.
Yeah. So how long have you been with the markets?
I just passed my year anniversary with the markets, and it seems like it's just gone so fast. Caesars always has so much to offer.
Yes.
Not only the booths and the great vendors that we have, and there's vendors that come that have been here for years and years and years, but then there's always new vendors.
Yes.
And it changes with the season. Right now we got outdoor going again, and we've got fresh produce coming in from local farmers. That's a great plus. But we've always got something going on outside, inside, bands inside, outside. We've got great food here. It's just, we have events. We support March of Dimes. In fact, coming up in August, we're doing Bikers for Babies. Are you familiar with that, Lee?
I think I've heard of it, but I've never seen anything going on in relation to it.
You're going to start hearing some radio, television commercials, and we've just got the posters printed. It's March of Dimes through the Cincinnati-Dayton area. Bikers for Babies. It's a ride that's going to happen in August, and we're going to start here at Cedar Creek Flea Market.
Okay.
Is where this is going to begin.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be a ride, a stop, and some more ride, and then they're going to end up at our sister market, Treasure Isles Flea Market. So it's going to be a great day. We'll have after-party events. It's going to be a fun time, plus a great cause.
Yeah. I was talking to Corey. You've got a lot of exciting events coming up here at the markets.
We have the Lego event coming up in July, and the kids are going to love that. We have Lego vendors here. And back to the vendors, we've got antique merchandise, we've got gently used merchandise, we have new merchandise. A lot of people don't realize that a third of the vendors here sell new things.
Yeah.
We have a new bedding vendor coming in. He sells Serta mattresses.
Oh, wow.
People don't realize you can buy a brand new mattress here at the market for much less than you can buy at those big retail stores.
Sure.
Tremendous savings.
Yeah. So you can come out here. You can find, as Corey and I were talking, as I've said before, you can find virtually anything you can imagine, and a lot of things you probably couldn't even imagine are available here at the markets.
There are regular vendors where you can, well, hey, if I want fresh jellies and jams, I know where to go. There's a couple different vendors out here that sell that. But you also, every time you come out, you never know what you're going to get because new vendors come and go. There's a certain, they sell their things for a little while, and then they go and they're out of here for a little while, then they come back once they build up their inventory. And people also don't realize they can become a vendor. It's such a small amount of money to rent a little space. You can do it by the day, by the weekend, by the month, however that fits your needs. Instead of having a garage sale and people coming maybe to your home and you worried about, well, gee, if I have to run in to get a drink of water or do something, you come back out, you don't have to worry that your garage and your belongings aren't manned, right? You can have your garage sale yourself or with a friend or family member or neighbor. You can have that here at the market. We have anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000 people come through on a weekend. Or sometimes even a day, depending, we're kind of weather dependent. But how can you ever get that many people at your garage sale? Pretty unlikely. So great traffic here. There's more people. You're with a bunch of other folks that are selling their stuff. It's a pretty fun deal.
You can shop for a while, sit down, great concessions. Just had a great cheeseburger here and fries, and there's great food here. You can sit down. It's a relaxed environment. You're not pushed in one door and out the other.
Yeah, we have outdoor seating right now with some umbrellas. We have picnic tables. When I came in, there's a vendor out there selling those delicious hot waffles with the powdered sugar, and they smell so good. But so I got to pick up one of those before I take off today. But those are so yummy. They just every time you smell them, you got to go over and get one.
Yeah. Well, it is just a pleasure to be out here and enjoy all the people that have come by, and we've talked a lot of sports and just to see people, and it's a great place just to come and see people.
Well, it's a great family spot. You can come by yourself. You can come with a friend. You can bring your entire family. It's very family oriented. We always have something going on for the kids, and there's always food that they like the little ice cream cones that we have for them. But you can pick up a lot of toys and items that children love, and you can't beat it. I don't know if you've been to the mall shopping, but in those big retail stores, this is a great value here. You can shop, swap, and sell, and do it all here right at Cedar.
Yeah.
Hope save a lot of money.
Absolutely, that's the name of the game. In today's economy, you got to save a few bucks where you can.
Every penny counts. Every penny counts.
Yeah. So it's great to have you, Corey, and all the staff here. Everybody's running around, kind of working and helping things go. And like I say, you can get food here. You can get anything from a mattress to a garden tractor, a four-wheeler.
It's so fun. I just saw someone else just buy a vacuum cleaner.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the way in, I saw another person leaving with a vacuum cleaner. So the vacuum vendors must be doing great business today. Maybe all that spring house cleaning.
That must be what it is, Lisa. What are some of the charities? You mentioned March of Dimes. There's some charities that are here once in a while.
Right. We do March of Dimes. We do events throughout the years, and we have done that for a long time. We had in November, it was called Prematurity Awareness during the holiday season. We had a Christmas tree here, and we had the little teeny premature booties hung on the tree.
Yeah.
And for every dollar that was donated, we'd put a booty on the tree. That tree filled up with booties on the first weekend. Raised a lot of money for that wonderful cause. And then the Bikers for Babies that's coming up right at the beginning of August.
Wow, that's exciting. A lot of exciting things going on here at Caesars Creek Flea Market and up at the Treasure Isle.
Oh, Treasure Isle's our sister market. They're doing wonderful things out there too. They're running entertainment, have lots of food, vendors galore, both markets inside and out. It's really nice to have a sister market and more variety.
Yeah. And one thing I do want to remind people of that both markets, everything's fine, everything's good. Had a few problems a couple of years ago with a fire, but everything's good.
Oh yeah, I wasn't here when the fires happened. I mean, things happen, but boy, it seemed like a double whammy. Fire one place and rebuilt, got everything back going again, and then hit with another one out here. I mean, what are the chances of that? But you know what? It shows the resilience of the Levin family and their businesses because their people rallied. We rebuilt. I don't know if all this is new construction. We've come, like Phoenix, we've come out of the ashes stronger and better than ever.
Yeah. Everything looks great, and it's a great place to come. You walk around at your leisure. You don't have to be in a hurry, and you don't have any store clerk breathing down your neck wanting to sell you something.
You betcha. And I'm so happy that a lot of the local senior citizens come out just to get exercise. And we talk about just come out here to roam, and we mean that. Roam around, look around, shop, walk around, get your 3,000 steps in a day.
Yeah.
It's air conditioned inside, meet friends. You'll see some of your neighbors. Just come on out and have a good time.
And you grew up around this area too.
I sure did. I went to Miamisburg High School, graduated from Sinclair College, graduated from Wright State. I love this area. I've traveled through most of the country and some international travels, and I don't know if it's in my blood, the water and the minerals that are part of me, but I love this area.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have Caesars Creek Market right here on our back door around Wilmington area, and we so much appreciate the atmosphere out here and being able to come out and just see people and walk around, shop, and see all the different things here.
Well, we appreciate your support, Lee. I mean, I know you have a lot going on. I follow your Facebook. I follow all your blogs. You're always doing something with folks. What do you have on your schedule coming up?
Well, we're still trying to get the radio station off the ground. Doing that. We also have a sports channel for the East Clinton Astros. We do a show there at Sabina on Thursday nights. Had a lot of former Sabina High School athletes last Thursday. We're planning on doing Wilmington College, some Wilmington College football, and Wilmington College basketball, and we're also going to do some high school sports too. So we're still working hard trying to get a new radio station for the Wilmington area.
Well, it's just like rebuilding from the fires. It takes time. It takes time for people to get to know that hey, we're still here. It takes time for people to know what you're trying to do for the community. But speaking of sports, we've got a great football coach on your left over there that's engaged with some people talking about his latest book, and we're so happy to have him at the market today.
Yeah, he actually started the football program, or helped start the football program at Clinton Massey, who are now back-to-back state champions. But he was there for 10 years. Actually, stood in the middle of the field where they built the football field and got the program off the ground. But he's been a great friend for many years, and we're glad that we could have Tony Lamke out here. And he's got a book which is, I don't know where I told you, this is about Civil War history. His mother's family, great grandparents, lived during the Civil War, and it's letters that they sent back and forth during the war. So it's a great read. And then one is an old football story about a friend of his called Gibby that he grew up with. The kid had nothing and didn't even have a bathroom in their house. And so, or Grubby, I'm sorry. That's why they called him Grubby, because he never was able to even get a shower. He'd come to football practice looking the same way he did when he went home from yesterday's practice. So it's a great read too, but very limited copies left. So when they're gone, they may be gone.
Well, I see he just sold another copy, so there's about, I don't know if there's even 10 copies left, but I love those kind of stories about Americana and the people's striving in their struggles, and they come through it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's probably a lot to do with his coaching and the things that he instilled in his players to strive to be their best,
Right.
not only on the football field, but in their lives too. And I always love those inspirational stories,
very good.
especially in athletics.
Yes. Well, and you played a little basketball.
I did, and played softball. Loved it. Fortunately, I went through the school period when you could be in the band and you could also do sports. Nowadays, it seems like before you get into junior high school, you have to determine, well, am I going to be a soccer player? Am I going to be a softball player? Am I going to run track or play tennis? You can't be diverse and try those things.
Right.
You kind of have to pick one, and families are sending a lot of their children to specialists, to special coaches at early ages, and it's hard if you choose wrong, and you would have been a gifted baseball player and you chose soccer. It's like, oops, your window's gone.
Yeah. I enjoyed sports. My specialty was being a spectator.
Well, with sports, you usually have to have those, or you don't have a game.
Yeah. I ran a little track and tried to play a little baseball, but I really enjoy watching the young people compete in athletics today, and it's such a great environment. And unfortunately, in today's age, we don't get enough of those kids out there.
It is so competitive, and the level of the game has increased, and probably that's due to people sending their children to these specialists and these specialty coaches at an early age, and that they are so focused on one particular sport throughout their junior high and high school endeavors. But the games are so much better. When I played basketball, we got jerseys. And we had a bus driver, and when we go to the game, the bus driver was pretty much the only person in the crowd that we knew.
Yeah.
Now you go and they have cheerleaders. They have people actually attending games. The whole sport and the idea of the community supporting these athletes has changed, all for the better.
And women's sports, the visibility of women's sports has increased dramatically.
I know back in the 70s, what was it, Title IX that they passed to give some funding? I know that was hard on a lot of male schools, the teams, but it has come full circle now where there are benefits to both men and women's sports. And it was hard to do, but I know the athletes today, where would they be without it?
Right. And it teaches you a lot about life, not just the sports.
A lot of employers now ask when you're being interviewed, well, did you play sports? And they want to know how competitive you are, because they want to know if you have that drive to do the job responsibilities, to have those duties and to be successful. That's that wanting, that willing, that competitive edge, or can you do the job?
Yeah. I know a lot of former players look back on their time playing athletics and what they learned from it. So it is a very key ingredient to life.
And a lot of those athletes, that was the high point of their lives. It's wonderful when athletes can move on from that stardom or those moments of fame and still continue to be successful later on in their lives.
Lisa Edwards, it's a great honor and a privilege to be here at Caesars Creek Market with not only you, Corey, and Tony Lamke, but all the folks that are out here. So it's wonderful to be out here. Great atmosphere, and we thank you for allowing us to be here.
Oh, Lee Hendee, I thank you so much for being out here today and bringing Mr. Tony Lamke It's a pleasure to have you here, and again, we truly are thankful for your support. Bless you.
All right. Thank you. And that's going to wrap it up for this time around. And we are here once again live at Caesars Creek Markets, I-71 and State Route 73, just a short drive from Cincinnati, Dayton, or Columbus. Come on and visit with us and check things out here at Caesars Creek Markets. Thank you. And we will see you again shortly. All right, we are back live here at Caesars Creek Flea Market and right here at I-71 and State Route 73 near Wilmington. And a lot of folks are walking around, checking out things, shopping, and doing a lot of stuff. We're still here and with Tony Lamke, who has no more of the bugle calls, and my pal Grubby. I couldn't think of it, just left there for a second. But anyway, we invite you to come on out and check out the books here that Tony has, and love to talk to you about them. And just come on out and enjoy the Caesars Creek Flea Market here just outside of Wilmington at I-71 and State Route 73. I promised the folks, Tony, that we would talk about getting Clinton Massey football started, and of course a big name that comes to mind is good old Frank Arlen. He kind of stood out in the middle of the field and said, "This is where it's going to happen."
Yeah, Frank was one of a kind. I think they threw away the mold when Frank was born. I remember the first time I met him, we had a boosters club, and I was all psyched up for a great football program, and I think 6 boosters showed up, and all they talked about was the price of hogs and the price of corn, and I couldn't get anything football said. But Frank played for Duke University, played in the only Rose Bowl ever played outside of Pasadena. The Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor December 7th, 1941. January 1st, 42, they were expecting an invasion possibly on the West Coast, so they moved the Rose Bowl to Durham, North Carolina, and that's where it was played. Duke versus, I think, Southern Cal, but I'm not 100%. But that's where Frank played football, at Duke. He was a case, and we laid the field out. We put the lights up a few years later. We put the stadium up a few years later. Of course, the success out there today, we like to take credit for. I was there the first 10 years. We had 3 championships, 3 Fort Ancient Valley championships. It was hard work. Believe it or not, I mowed the field for 10 straight years. I was we just didn't have a whole lot of, let's say, help from the administration, but we were winning.
Yeah.
And I know the superintendent said that we passed several levies due to winning football programs. I still ended up mowing the field every season. But we had some good young people out there, some good athletes. We molded them into a couple of good football teams. In 67, we shocked the Fort Ancient Valley and went undefeated. I remember beating Mason down there 32-6. Tom Lichtenberg had never lost a game in the Fort Ancient Valley until we beat him that night down at his place. And then the next year we came back and beat him 3-0, beat Hillsboro 6-0. It was just hard knocks, and our kids played hard for us. It was fun. It was a fun experience. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Well, Frank had some boys that he was wanting to get them to play football. Is kind of the reason he got the program started.
I don't think, I think football would have eventually found its way into the Clinton Massey school system, but Frank had 2 boys, and he wanted the football experience that he had in high school, and as a result, he pushed hard. And I mean, he made some enemies, but he pushed hard.
Yeah.
In fact, he put up the first $10,000 to $15,000 to buy the equipment. Once he had I remember when I walked into that locker room for a school that never had a football team and saw all those shiny white helmets on the shelves, I thought, holy mackerel, this place really, but I didn't know it was due to one man.
Yeah.
And it was primarily. I really shouldn't say that. Paul Swanberger, the athletic director, I think was anxious also to start football. but nobody really, my first team, I had 2 football players, and both of them transferred from Mason. So, we literally started out from scratch. I mean, this is a football, this is how you hold it, and we won our first 6 games.
Yeah.
Some reserve games, but they were 6 football games.
Yeah.
I remember we played, I think it was Hillsborough's reserve, and we beat them bad. And Coach came over and he said, "You're the best reserve team I've ever seen. In fact, you're better than most of the varsity teams we played."
Yeah.
So yeah, we did some good things, and we had some good players. It was just an exciting time, and I loved it. I can tell you one more thing. There were 4 schools came together to form that. They thought it was going to be a great basketball school because of all the talent that was in those 4 schools.
Right.
Kingman, Clarksville,
Oh, yeah.
Harveysburg, Adams. In 3 years, we were football champs, and the basketball team was still struggling to win a championship.
Yeah.
So maybe that sounds a little cocky or whatever, but I was very proud that we were the first championship out there. So.
Now, where did you come from to take the Clinton Massey job?
Well, when I left Wilmington College, I had a chance to go to Sabina and continue coaching basketball. I coached the basketball team when I was a senior, I should say the 8th grade team when I was a senior at Wilmington College. But I wanted to coach football, and I went to Milford.
Yep.
Took the junior high football team for 4 years, and Walter Nichols just drove me crazy to get me back up to Clinton to get
Great administrator in the
great
county.
guy, great person. I really owe him a lot, and I miss him. But he called me for the Blanchester job first. I didn't get that for a reason I'm not going to go into. It was not very nice on their part, but I didn't hold it. Well, I did hold it against him. I beat him 9 out of 10 years.
Yeah.
Then he called me back for Clinton Massey, and I went over there, and I was sold on the place, and I got the job. I remember the first board meeting. The guy, one of the board members said, "Now, we don't know much about football, but he says, my vote is going to go your way if you can answer one question." And I thought, uh-oh, here it comes. He said, "Can you line a football field?" And I said, "I believe I can handle that one."
Yeah.
And he voted for me. So
Good. There was a story you told a few weeks ago about the measurement and the way the field was laid out. That was quite a story.
we lost to Mason the second year, and we were on the 6-inch line, really, and they held us. And I remember I came in Monday morning, and the superintendent called me, and he says, "You know why you lost that game?" And I said, "No." He said, "Your field is 6 inches off." And I really got upset because nobody offered to survey it. We laid it out with string and nails. Frank and I did.
Yeah.
Frank Arnold. And there was no surveying done, and yet he called a surveyor in to show me that I was off 6 inches. I told him before he could stick the surveying equipment.
Yeah.
And anyway, I wasn't very happy, and then he apologized later. But those are the kinds of things we ran into.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it was funny because the first year, we had a couple of wood bleachers sitting out there, and I had to not only tell the cheerleaders what to cheer, I had to call the plays. So, and we maybe had 15, 20 people, and then we next game 30 people. By the end of that first season, we had a lot of people in those wooden bleachers. I mean, I was afraid they were going to collapse, right?
Yeah.
Because we were winning, and nobody thought we could. So it was interesting.
Yeah.
It just was a story that in fact, this is our 50th year coming up in football, and I've got a book ready to go. I gave it to the alumni, and they're trying to decide whether they want to publish it and make money. I'm not going to publish it unless they don't do it. Then I might do it. It's the first 10 years of Clinton Massey football.
Yeah, that would be really exciting because go through a lot of growing pains over those years.
Wow. I'm surprised I don't have more gray hair.
Yeah.
But I don't. So.
Yeah. Well, that's a great story.
Thank you.
And
I enjoy telling it. I've told it.
I know you have, and we enjoy hearing it.
The pride, I guess, bubbles out.
Yeah. Well, maybe next time, our next broadcast at 1 o'clock, we can talk about some of the great county rivalries in sports. There's a lot of great stories there to tell. I want you to come on out. Once again, no more the bugle calls. And my pal Grubby, both books are here and available. If you would like to come on out and visit with us here at Caesars Creek Flea Market, would love to have you come out. It's a beautiful day to load up the whole family and come on out and just check out everything going on out here. Once again, I want to remind you there's a Lego show that is July 26th to 27th here at Caesars Creek Flea Market. We'll tell you more about that coming up in the next time at 1 o'clock. and we invite you to come on out and join us here at Caesars Creek Flea Market, I-71 and State Route 73 here near Wilmington. We'll see you again at 1 o'clock.
The stories just keep mounting up, and you know, I keep telling them, and they always change. They get strong. I get better looking in them. I get stronger. I'm a much better coach now than I was when I was coaching then. but I enjoyed telling the stories, and I hope some people, half a dozen anyway, like to listen to them.
Well, I enjoy listening to them, and I know a lot of other people do, Tony. And hopefully, somewhere down the road, you can get those stories in the form of a book or something that we can read, because we don't want to come to your house every time we want to hear those stories.
I got a couple of things I'm working on. One would be the first 10 years of Clinton Massey football, which I think a lot of people, this is our 50th year over there as having a football team. And I've got the first 10 years that I was a part of, and how we started, and what we had when the field caught fire, when the coach threw a cigarette down, and stuff like that, And then I've got another one. I'm going to put together some of the articles I've done for the News Journal, sports legends in Clinton County, teams, players, coaches, the whole schmear. Maybe 2 books. There's enough for 2 anyway. So we'll try. We'll get it together.
Another question I have for you, and I didn't ask you this before we went on, but will you be back on the sidelines for Clinton Massey football this fall again?
Well, they call me a consultant. I'm not a coach anymore.
Okay.
I'm a consultant, and I'll probably be down on the sidelines as long as the coach lets me down there, and I don't get in the way. I don't call any plays. I don't take part of the game, but I like the association with the players. I love the association with the game and the coaches. It's like somebody said. Some of us coaches, if you took the top of their head off, little footballs would fall out. So we don't get away from the game. Yeah, I'll probably be down there.
You'll be the guy with the blue toboggan on your head, probably.
When it gets cold, I'll have a lot more than that on. You can count on that. Yeah.
All right. Well, we thank everybody so much for being here today, and we thank for all the stories and all the fun here at Caesars Creek Flea Market, located I-71 U.S. State Route 73, just a little ways from Columbus, a little ways from Dayton or Cincinnati. Come on and enjoy the flea market. We'll see you again soon here at Caesars Creek Flea Market. I'm Lee Hendee with Tony Lamke, Lisa Edwards, and Corey, and the whole gang here at Caesars Creek Flea Market. If you tell it's time to go home, I can't talk. When I can't talk, I'm pretty well useless. But anyway, thanks for everything, and we'll see you again soon.